From Studio 3C in Rockefeller Center, this is News 4 New York.
You can call it a girl power movement for the restaurant world. The Women in Culinary Leadership Program is a brand new initiative to get more women into the culinary arts, whether in the kitchen or out in the front office. To do so, Indian Latin fusion restaurateur Rohini Day partnered with the James Beard Foundation to create a one-of-its-kind internship competition to break through that glass ceiling. Well, I should say the kitchen ceiling. Joining us to talk more about it is Rohini Day, founder and owner of Vermilion, and Isabella Wojcik, the Director of House Programming for the James Beard Foundation. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you so much, Roseanne.
Thank you.
First of all, just tell us how scarce women are in leadership positions in the restaurant world.
You know, it's interesting that you bring it up on a day when the ban was lifted on women in combat, because this is women in combat in a whole different field. And on the stats that you raise, I've worked at the World Bank before going into restaurants. I worked at McKinsey & Company with Fortune 100 companies. I'm no stranger to the glass ceiling. I've seen it out there. I've seen women work harder, smarter, prove themselves. And now, in my 9th year as a restaurateur, I'm staggered by the scarcity of women in the fields. You know, in culinary schools, they abound, but as leaders in the field and in terms of stats, let me just quote the James Beard's own stats to you. And this is an organization that eminently wants to support women. In the 23 years of giving out awards, 0 have gone to women as restaurateurs. 13% have gone to women as executive chefs. And the predominant award as pastry chefs, 60% of them have gone to women. And that's where the women tend to abound in our field.
I read somewhere that 18%, only 18% of the head chefs, the executive chefs, are women. Is that true?
I can't speak obviously on the statistics, but I would say anecdotally, since I run programs at the James Beard House and chefs cook there almost every day, I feel like that statistics very much mirrors the programs and the number of female versus male chefs that come to our doors.
Now, tell us a little about the competition.
You know, we started a scholarship with the James Beard Foundation called Women in Culinary Leadership. And this is my effort to create with Susan Ungaro and the James Beard Foundation, which is, to people who are not familiar with them, the Oscars of the culinary industry. It's probably the most prominent institution and carries a lot of weight.
And what do they have to do in the competition?
They actually have to come up with an Indian Latin recipe, a rendition of the cuisine served at Vermilion, turn in their resume, and also perhaps a video on their culinary aspirations, and turn it in at our website, which Isabella, do you want to talk to that? Or?
Absolutely. So what we're here seeking is to get candidates interested, female women applying for this really incredible opportunity. We think it's a paid 1-year internship for 2 candidates. So you get really kind of a crash course in how to run a restaurant, front of house, back of house, with Rohini in Chicago and in New York, 2 locations where her restaurants are. And that experience culminates at the James Beard House.
So how do you get to the winners?
So how do you get to the winners? You have to apply through the restaurant website, the Vermilion
We're
restaurant.
actually having this competition on the 26th of February at Vermilion, New York. It's going to be a cook-off. 8 women get to compete for these 2 internships.
So those are the finalists.
Yes, those are the finalists. And the judging panel is an incredible panel. Apart from the president of the James Beard Foundation, it is Ambassador Capricia Marshall, who's the U.S. Chief Officer of Protocol from the Department of State, which we think it's tremendous that they're involved. It's Dorothy Hamilton, the president of the French Culinary Institute, and it's me and Susan, and of course Chef Aaron Sanchez, judge on Chopped. And so apart from this judging panel, the winners will also have a chance to work with the Chefs for Women program. That's 10 celebrity chefs across the country who are supporting this leadership program.
Well, it all sounds very exciting. What is the deadline for entering, and when do you announce the winners?
So February 15th, you have to apply, and February 26th is the actual competition. And I'm actually not sure when, will that decision be made that day?
I think we're hoping for that, and we're hoping there's going to be clear culinary and inspirational sparks and amazing Indian Latin recipes to get to try. So that would be phenomenal.
Look forward to tasting some of them. Yeah. Thank you both, ladies.
Thank you so much for having us.
And